It's time for the One Bar and Lupaga Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am One Bar, joined with Lupagus after a victory Sunday.
No, still reveling in that, still rolling around in it, still rubbing it all over my body. It feels good. It feels soft. It's like a nice, fine lotion.
Yeah, no, it feels really nice, really nice. And as like every week, we're going to look at the five lessons we learned from that win, and I think we got 5 good ones here. So let's hop right into it. In the comments, let us know the lessons you learned
from the game or in life, even.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some.
If you got any life tips for us, we're more than happy to hear them.
I could use a couple.
All right. Number 1 lesson learned. I think the dream of Ifedi Odenigbo having a breakout season might officially be dead. You know, I know we're only 4 games into it, but he has shown nothing.
Yeah, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think he has maybe 4 tackles or something like that. And that may be being generous. I think the dream of him being a starter isn't going to last much longer. DJ Wanham's kind of showing up a little bit. Odenigbo has to be feeling a little bit of heat under his tuchus, but where has this guy been? He had 7 sacks a season ago. I haven't even seen him get a sniff this year. Just constantly disappearing. He's like the Irv Smith Jr. of the defense.
Oh, that's not nice. Yeah, you're right. And really, his snaps are not getting any higher. That's for Jalen Holmes. He had the same amount of snaps out there. Like you said, DJ Wanham, I think he said he was out there for about 18 snaps. And if Wanham keeps playing like this, he's going to keep eating into that. So I mean, Odenigbo's maybe he was just meant to be a rotational guy. Maybe he is the Dakota Dozier of the defensive line, where if you throw him in, he'll do all right in a pinch, but not long term.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe last year was just a fluke. We got to figure that in too. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he needs Everson Griffin yelling at him on the sidelines to fire him up. Who knows what it is? But something is missing with Odenigbo this year, and I think his clock is definitely his time is running out here.
All right, let's number 2 lesson learned. I think it's fair to say that Mr. Garrett Bradbury has mildly arrived. The guy is playing very, very good football. I think he's a top 10 center in the league, and you gotta put in the fact that he's playing next to 2 very, very shitty guards.
Yeah, you know, I think one thing you gotta say about Bradbury we learned is he can bounce back from a shitty game, especially a shitty series. The way he ended that Titans game when Jeffrey Simmons just destroyed him, and then he had that bad snap, that he definitely made amends for that in the game against the Texans. And what I love about this guy, and what I loved about him since day one he came here, is those down the field blocks he makes. You see him on these cook runs. You know, he's 8 yards down the field, hitting a linebacker or a safety or a corner or whatever, but he excels at getting the second level on these run blocks. And I think he's one of the big reasons why Dalvin Cook is having so much success on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, our tackles are actually playing damn good. Our center's playing good. Just imagine if we even had 1 good guard. Bradbury, he's got 1 penalty on the year and has given up 0 sacks. So makes me feel very good about that first-round pick last year. Number 3, the 3rd lesson learned. Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, they might be one hell of a combo.
I think they are. I think they're already a hell of a duo. They both go over 100 last week. And I think it all goes back to Jefferson's big breakout game. Now teams got to be concerned about him. That opens up more opportunities for Thielen to be one-on-one. And we saw the fruit of that yesterday when they both went over 100 yards. And again, Jefferson can do so many different things. He's not just a one-trick pony. He can line up in the slot. He can line up outside. He can make tough grabs when he's covered. He can shake a guy and get loose with his speed. So yeah, I don't think we're going to miss Stephon Diggs very much moving forward.
Yeah,
sorry, Bill fans.
You said it all. Going forward, defenses are going to have to really focus on these guys, and who knows? Maybe this will allow Irv Smith to get a reception. You never even know.
I don't know. I don't know if anything can fix that.
Well, Jefferson, I should have looked it up. I think he's for receiving yards on the year. I think is he top 5, top 6? He's very high on the list as far as receiving yards, and he didn't even really play the first 2 games.
I know he's ahead of Randy Moss's rookie yardage right now.
Yeah, so Yeah, I cannot wait to watch him more this year. We're going to end on a good note, so we're going to throw another bad one in here on lessons learned. At number 4, it's very, very clear that if Harrison Smith or Anthony Harris are out for even a sliver of time, that we are screwed, and opposing defenses will easily score 80 points on us a game.
Yeah, and we saw it yesterday against the Texans. Iloka comes in, Smith goes out immediately. They get 7 points on him. A little bit later, they get another 7. And maybe that speaks to the complexity of Mike Zimmer's coverage, where you can't just step off the street and figure this thing out. You got to be really in it, day in, day out, eating it, rubbing it all over yourself. But yeah, I mean, if we lose Harrison Smith or Anthony Harris, it's going to be horrible. There's no good options. Iloka is what he is. There's no real ceiling or upside with him. I don't know if he's going to get any better. Then you got Josh Metellus, I think was active last week. But I don't think he saw a defensive snap. Maybe he did, but
good on special teams.
If he gets back there too, it's going to be horrible. And teams are, like you said, they're going to take advantage of it. They're going to attack it, and they're going to have success. They're going to score about 80 points a week.
Well, and this is one of the bigger mysteries, not as big of a mystery as the guards, why we didn't address that, but why you don't bring in some backup safeties. That was very odd call. Zimmer said it on his post game that Iloka was practicing at the nickel all week. He didn't even know anything to do with the safety. So,
well, it was obvious.
Yeah. So hopefully they get him up to speed on that, and maybe bring in another body that can go back there and contribute. Because
wait, if Iloka was working at the nickel, who the hell was working at backup safety?
I guess they're just really praying and hoping that nobody gets injured or ejected.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was really hoping that they had something up their sleeve all offseason, that the reason they didn't sign a safety like Harrison Hand maybe is just having a great camp or something. But no, they had no backup plan. George Iloka was their backup plan.
Well, I feel a little bit bad about ripping on him so bad yesterday now, knowing that he didn't have a single rep at it. Nah, I don't. He sucked.
Yeah, well, Zimmer even he said he grabbed Iloka after he went in and said, "Do you even know what you're supposed to be doing out there? Because we haven't been practicing it." So he's just.
What did George say?
Well, he didn't say that, but I'm sure George said, I don't know what George. So let's end this thing on a good note. Number 5, the 5th thing we learned yesterday is Jeff Gladney just keeps getting better every damn week.
Yeah, and you go back to the first game where he barely got, I don't think he had more than a handful of snaps. So you wish he would have maybe had a little bit more, because maybe his progression would even be further along than it is now. But where he's come since week 2 to where he is now, it's awesome. I mean, he's up there making tackles. He's one of these corners who gets 5-6 tackles a game. His coverage is getting better. Sure, he still has a mental lapse here or there, but you got to love how fast he's progressing. And I'm excited to see not just him, but where Dantzler, them together the next couple of weeks. I think we might have ourselves some pretty decent corners. And just keep getting better.
Gladney is showing that he was well worth that first round pick. If he's already this good, he will have bumps in the road, no doubt about it. Every corner does, but him and Dantzler back there, hot damn. And I can't wait to see what Gladney does next week against those pesky Seattle wide receivers. That'll be one hell of a test.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. You can't even forget David Moore. That guy always makes a couple big catches every single game. Huge test. And, it's worth wondering now. When Mike Hughes comes back, is Gladney going to be ahead of him on the depth chart? That's something to watch. Might be a little early for that, but I don't think it's that far away from being a reality.
I guess I don't think Mike Hughes is coming back. If he does, he ain't going on the field. Gladney has earned that, no doubt.
Hell yeah, I agree.
All right, those are our 5 lessons learned. Again, let us know a life lesson or a lesson from the game down in the comments.
And this isn't a lesson, but this is a fact you can learn today. Babies don't have kneecaps for the first 4 years of their lives.